All rise.
I want viewers watching my show to believe in themselves.
Judge Hatchett is compelling.
I was not the first one to throw a walk.
Let me just tell you what you just said.
Compassionate.
I really enjoy being a judge. Now I am touching people who I will never know I touched.
She's powerful.
You should have never let them walk out of your life when she was 3.
And she's on the bench.
Don't get me preaching up in here today.
Right.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. Gretchen Thompson is suing Gabe Redmond in the amount of $6,000. Ms. Thompson claims items went missing from her jewelry store shortly after she gave her security guard the code to the safe.
Ms. Thompson, you are suing your former employee.
Yes.
Is that correct?
The security guard.
For some $6,000, security guard, and you say he's responsible for the loss of $6,000 that was in the safe on your premises.
Yes, Your Honor.
So start at the beginning. Tell me what happened.
Well, I'm the owner of the jewelry store in Beverly Hills. It's been in my family for over 25 years. And then what happened is that last month, one of the security guards who started with us 25 years ago retired. So I had to hire a new one. And Mr. Redmond responded. And he told me he's a senior in college. He needs a nighttime job. And he also told me he has some security job experience.
All right, so Mr. Redmond, you applied for this job.
Yes, I did.
Did you have some past security guard experience?
Primarily like college parties, high school parties, things of that nature.
All right, but no formal position as a security guard?
No, ma'am.
And he began work. Was it his responsibility to make sure that the safe is locked every evening at closing?
He is responsible for locking up the safe and
the store.
Yes.
On one particular day, though, there was $6,000 in cash missing. Who, other than Mr. Redmond, had access and the code to be able to open and close that safe?
Besides me,
yes,
I have 5, including Mr. Redmond's security guard. And
so he's not the only person who
access. He's not the only one, no.
So what happened?
After a week, I feel that he knows how to work the system. So I left at 5 o'clock, and the trust that he's the night security guard, he will lock up. And so everything I thought was fine. And of course, he doesn't work the morning shift. So the next morning at 10 o'clock, myself and the morning security, I would come to the store, and I was taking care of the store. So the security guard went to the safe to take out the high-end jewelry, because high-end stuff I want to keep in the safe at night.
That makes sense.
And then so when he rushed back, he ran to me and said, there was no cash in the safe, which I was very surprised, because before I left, I know there was $6,000.
You knew that was $6,000. All right, so it was your responsibility that night, before they found the money missing, to lock the store as well as to secure the safe?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Redmond, tell me what happened.
Well, what happened is the equipment that's inside of the safe is actually an old safe. So from time to time, it'll lock and it won't lock. So, you know, there are 5 other security guards that have the code. She accused me of stealing the $6,000 from the safe, and I didn't steal anything. So
now, she said, and it's her testimony, that 5 people, including you, have the code to get in that safe.
Yes.
What happened the night that you left? Did you secure the safe? Did you make sure the store was locked before you left?
Yes, I secured the safe, but from time to time, the safe wouldn't lock. It would, because it's
What about
old.
that night? Did it lock?
I'm assuming that it locked.
Did you
I couldn't
check?
open it. I mean, I checked to see if it was closed and if it was locked, and it was locked.
It was locked?
Yes.
And you locked the store?
Yes.
Okay, so the next day, they say that there was $6,000 missing from the safe. Did they contact you to ask you about that?
Well, she apparently called me, but I was only there for a week, and at that time I had quit because I had another job opportunity. But I couldn't quit. I mean, I quit because I had a better job opportunity. Around the time that she gave me the job, I applied for another job.
You've been there for a week?
For only a week.
For only a week. The money goes missing out of the safe.
Yes.
And the next day, you quit. Did you give her notice? Did you say, I'm not coming back to work? What did you do?
No, I felt like I didn't have to give her any notice because I was only there for 7 days.
But did you let them know you weren't coming back? I mean, even if you don't give like a 2-week notice, did you say, thank you for the opportunity, I have a new job?
Why?
Are you just not going to show up?
I wasn't gonna show. Why do I owe her an explanation? I got a better job, paying way more money than what she was paying me. Plus, on top of that, I was a security guard. She had me dusting off the jewelry. She had me doing all kinds of stuff that didn't go along with the job that she had gave me. So I got tired and I got fed up with what she had me doing. So in the process of me going around dusting off the jewelry and all that stuff that was in the store, anybody could have took the money out of that safe because everybody had access to the safe. Everybody knew the code.
Coming up on The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
The only person that I suspect has done this is Mr. Redmond, so I asked the police to please conduct
You got
a
5
lie
or 6
detector.
other employees, man. Why are you gonna? Because I'm black, that's why.
And later,
He had an additional 3 weeks to deliver that, which is not acceptable in my opinion.
I truly believe that I brought the essence out of Sophia into this painting, and I was truly disappointed when she didn't like it.
closed captioning provided by. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Gretchen Thompson, who is suing Gabe Redmond for theft.
So now you don't show up and you don't call and you don't say you're leaving, you just vanished?
I just vanished.
I mean,
Your
you just.
Honor?
What happened?
May I clarify?
Please.
As soon as I was informed that the cash was missing by the security guard who's been with me for over 5 years, there was no incident, he's licensed and bonded, I thought, well, whose last one was Mr. Redmond?
Okay.
He's responsible for locking up. So I called him. I called 3 times, I left message, I didn't get any call back. Then I got an email. He said, I quit, I'm not coming back. That's why I panicked, and I called the police, and they reported him. And I also emailed him back. I said, I don't want to cause trouble. I don't want to file charges.
Your Honor, I'm not there 24 hours out of the day. There's a time period that I'm not there working, so obviously the other security officers could have taken that money.
So now she then says to you, there's money missing.
Yes.
And in the email that she sent you, and what was your response?
My response is, I was like, what are you talking about? I don't know about that money. I'm not there. I wasn't there when that money came up missing.
So you called the police, and the police conduct an investigation. What did the police conclude?
Well, unfortunately, because the camera in the back wasn't working properly, it was kind of fuzzy, so we don't have his face of taking the money.
Exactly.
And also because there were people coming, going like he
So
said,
it could have been
5,
anybody, Your Honor.
including him, plus me, so total 6, including Mr. Redmond had the code. So there were a lot of fingerprints, so they couldn't be really clear.
It sounds like they were trying to put it on me because I was the new guy. It seems like they were planning this a long time.
Wow.
However,
So what happens next?
so what I feel that at that point, I have no other choice but to ask the police to do something. And then and also because, like Mr. Redmond said, that there are people coming and going.
Yeah.
That's why I need somebody in the back watching the safe the whole time. And so I believe the timing is very suspicious. He needs money, and then the moment he was left alone, the money missing, he quit and gone somewhere else.
I didn't steal anything from that store. I didn't steal anything from her.
It's just very
So
suspicious.
did the police interview you, Mr. Redmond?
Yes, they did.
They did, and what happened in that interview?
They let me go. They said that there's no evidence because there's no camera footage. There was 5 other officers that were going in and out in the back. See, there's cameras throughout the store except for by the safe. And that's why she hired me. So, but in the process of that, there was no way for her to prove that I took anything. I didn't take nothing from her.
My understanding that they asked you to voluntarily take a lie detector test?
Yes, and I took
I
it.
requested because we couldn't prove by fingerprint or by the camera. So I said, because to me, it seems the timing was very suspicious. And the only person that I suspect has done this is Mr. Redmond. So I asked the police to please conduct
You got
a lie
5 or 6
detector.
other employees, man.
All right,
Why are you gonna?
so
Because I'm
I
black. That's
understand that
why.
we have the results of this lie detector test.
Yes, Your Honor.
Guaranteed, I didn't do anything.
All right, they ask you a series of questions. What's your name? Where do you live? How old are you? And then they ask you the question, did you steal the cash out of the safe? And you answered no.
Yes, I didn't steal anything.
And just let me say for the record that if we were in criminal court, this would not be admissible because of the nature of lie detector tests. But honestly, Ms. Thompson, it basically says that he's telling the truth when he says he didn't take the money out of the safe.
Well, I'm sorry, because the circumstance is extremely suspicious.
I know, and
this
let me tell
Extremely
you,
suspicious?
I was thinking the same thing. The fact that he doesn't show up for work, that he just magically gets a new job, he's the last person there. But we got the problem of the cameras not working properly. We've got the problem of there being a total of 5 people who have access to the safe. You request the lie detector test. He takes the lie detector test. It doesn't show that he was lying when he says the money was taken out of that. And so there is no legal basis for me to be able to award you the $6,000. But there are ways that you treat people. There are ways that you treat people. And she gave you a job when you needed a job, you know? And then you have this really flippant attitude, which absolutely is inappropriate. Let me suggest to you, Ms. Thompson, you said that your other security officer who's been there for 5 years, don't hire anybody else unless they're bonded, all right? There's nothing further. Your case is dismissed for the reasons I've stated. We'll stand adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Hatchett has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
Even though the judge said there's not enough evidence, but you and I both know you took money. You can pass lie detector test, just means you're a very good liar.
Hey, justice was served. Hey, good luck on finding the money, but it wasn't me.
Coming up.
Ms. Vernon says that she has seen other pieces of your work that were not contemporary.
An artist is forever evolving. It's not a photography. It's not a photograph.
Closed captioning provided by. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. Amy Vernon is suing Carl Foster in the amount of $225. Ms. Vernon claims she wanted an oil painting of her granddaughter and says the defendant painted a caricature instead.
All right, Ms. Vernon, you are here suing the defendant for $225 because there was a dispute about a portrait, apparently. Tell me what happened.
Well, Your Honor, I gave the defendant, Carl, a picture of my granddaughter, which is beautiful Sophia. And he took that, he was supposed to recreate it and turn it into an oil painting. And what he did, what he returned to me, was it looked like a cartoon character. So I am suing for the deposit.
All right, and so you're saying apparently in your response to the lawsuit that you should keep the deposit and she should pay you the balance. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so how did you even come to him to do this project? How did you know about him?
Well, it was by recommendation. I belong to the Debutante Society for the mini debutantes for the children. And so I went to him because I wanted a nice memory for my granddaughter to hang over the fireplace.
So did you give him a picture? Do we have a copy of the picture that you gave him originally?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And may I see that, please?
Yes. You're welcome.
Oh, she is doll, baby. So is this the picture that you got?
Yes, Your Honor.
And this is the picture that you were supposed to create the portrait. Now, what is that to the right?
It's the artistic vision in the painting of Sophia.
Oh, my goodness.
Coming up.
He had an additional 3 weeks to deliver that, which is not acceptable in my opinion.
Your Honor, I truly, firmly believe that I brought the essence out of Sophia into this painting, and I was truly disappointed when she didn't like it.
Closed captioning provided by. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Amy Vernon, who is suing Carl Foster for breach of contract.
So was there an initial sketch that was done?
There was a sketch done.
There was a sketch done?
Yes.
And what happened?
Miss Vernon saw the sketch. She approved it. She asked me to go on to
The sketch
making
was in
the
pencil,
painting.
Your Honor.
And then later you get the picture on the right.
I'm a contemporary artist. If Miss Vernon wanted a traditional portrait, then she should have gone to a photographer or something, but it's not the kind of work I do.
But she wants an oil portrait, so she took a photo and she took it to an artist. Now, back up. When you were actually looking for an artist, did you see some of his artwork, and did the artwork look like the one on the right?
Yes, it was so much more traditional. That's why I agreed so quickly. And he had 2 weeks to come up with the initial sketch, an additional 3 weeks to deliver that, which is not acceptable in my opinion.
Your Honor, I truly, firmly believe that I brought the essence out of Sophia into this painting, and I was truly disappointed when she didn't like it. So I understand. As far as I'm an artist, but I'm also a business owner, and customer satisfaction is important. So I gave her 15% discount. We talked about it. I sent her, she stormed out of my studio. I went after her, reached out, she wouldn't answer my calls.
So, Miss Vernon says that she has seen other pieces of your work that were not contemporary.
An artist is forever evolving. You cannot expect, it's not a photography. It's not a photograph. If you want an exact same portrait, you have to go someone who makes family portraits
I don't
or
want to
takes
be a
family
part
portraits.
of his evolution of artistry.
I get you.
I'm sorry.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
Judge Hatchett's verdict when we return. Promotional consideration provided by. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
Mr. Foster, Miss Vernon walks into your studio. You have to look at her and realize that this is not who she is. And maybe you shouldn't have taken her on as a client, that she was expecting an oil portrait of her granddaughter that she could hang over her fireplace.
I'm sorry, I still don't feel there is any excuse for him to try to pass this off as anything less than a Saturday morning cartoon.
And that's why the 15% discount, because I do believe in customer satisfaction. I'm sorry.
Well, customer satisfaction is that your counterclaim is dismissed, you aren't going to get the $225, and you're going to refund the deposit of $225 to Miss Vernon, because I think she came in expecting an oil portrait and not your vision of what her granddaughter looks like. And so the judgment is that your counterclaim is denied, and I'm entering judgment for you, the plaintiff, in the amount of $225. I don't know what else to say. That's it.
Judge Hatchett has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $225.
Mr. Foster, that was not art. I'm not happy with what you did, and I am going to get my money back.
You seem to know so much about art. You should have painted it yourself.
This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.